All right. Well, welcome everybody to another week of webinars that we're performing here and sharing with all of you on the various aspects of Thinker.ai. Now, this one's going to be specifically on forms and surveys. And as you all know, Ava and NIKO are part of our community. So the two products that we offer to everybody, and Ava being the AI voice calling platform that seamlessly integrates with NIKO, and NIKO being the heart of how you interact with your data, how you interact with your clients and customers and all your customer data. It is your data and automation expert. So today, we've got a jam-packed agenda. Oh, hello, everybody. If you don't mind muting yourself unless you need to speak or ask a question, that'd be great. Awesome. First of all, I want to make sure everybody's here. So give me a one if you can hear me loud and clear. You can put that in the chat. Wonderful. Everybody can hear me. Awesome. Um, so today, like I said, we have a jam-packed agenda. The agenda is going to cover, we'll just quickly again introduce yourselves to all of us and the team that works tirelessly at trying to support you on your journey with Ava and NIKO. We're going to then get into some specific examples. We're going to do it the opposite way. Before we kind of like would always talk about the details, but this time we're going to show you some WFG specific examples that we've built um, for using forms and surveys. And then we're going to get into how to use forms and surveys in general, and then how to create them yourselves. So, and if we can keep you till the end, I've got a teaser. I've got a couple of things that are new things that we're rolling out within the next 1 to 2 days that you'll get to see if you stay to the end. And of course, there's been a lot of questions. More and more people are now asking questions on the community site, which is great. We brought some of those here in case there's no questions here that people have, so that we can make sure we address them in a way that we feel these are the most important questions that have been asked during the course of the last week. All right. So we'll just go into introductions.
Hi everyone, I'm Alima Moin and I am working as automation engineer at Thinker.ai, mainly working on NIKO and Ava platforms.
And I'm Mohan. I am the CEO and co-founder of Thinker.ai, your AI solution one stop. Go ahead, Mohammed.
Hello everyone. So my name is Mohammed Ahmed, or I'm here as working as a lead automation engineer in Thinker.ai.
Awesome. And he speaks behind the screen. You cannot see his face. All right. So last week, I don't know how many people were here last week. Did you catch the calendar webinar? If you
I didn't,
didn't,
but I was listening to it.
you did? Yeah. Okay, awesome. Because I will tell you something. I learned things on that webinar that I didn't know about some of the features that we had. It was really detailed, really precise, super insightful. We basically took you through all of the features and all the different advanced capabilities that you can use that I think is super important to know that you have the access to. So if you didn't get a chance to see it, I highly recommend you watch that. Next week, we're going to talk about probably SMS features again and how you can use those along with some updates on our new feature that we're planning to roll out, which is incoming calls, which I think many of you have been patiently waiting for. The time has arrived. So that'll be next week. This week, we're going on forms and surveys. And just quickly, I know a lot of people know what forms and surveys is, but I'd like to hear before I kind of give an explanation of what the difference is. What do you think the difference is between forms and a survey? How do you use it differently? Anybody can speak up. It's okay. Just put up your hand and I'll mute you. Survey is longer. Okay. Form is shorter. That's Andy's response in the chat. Anybody else want to put something in the chat, what they think? Think about it. What's the difference between a form and a survey? Okay. Depends on the use case. Yep. Okay. Surveys for feedback. Jeff's forms are shorter. Okay. All right. I think you're all along kind of right. The way I like to think about forms and surveys is what is the purpose? What type of questions am I asking? What is the objective or the goal of what I'm trying to achieve? And whether I need to use a survey or a form for that. So a survey, I think of it as gathering opinions or feedback, right? But a form is where I'm trying to collect specific data on a subject matter or an event or something like that. So the question types that you do want to see on a survey may be multiple choice, ratings, open-ended, whereas a form will probably more open-ended fields for data input, a lot of getting feedback. And then the goals is, understanding the attitudes, the perceptions, the what we like to call the NPS of the particular event. And then the form is to facilitate a process or a transaction. Okay, so in other words, you're trying to collect data that's going to help you to perhaps help you in a meeting or even complete a transaction if you're in the world of selling products. All right. Does this make sense? Now, I liked what people said about short versus long. Although technically you could still have a short form and a short survey, right? I think that that's just a question of how you think about it. So what about Ava? And how does Ava fit into all of this? So I'm going to start with saying it's about accelerating how you communicate and follow up after you get the survey and you get the form. And previously we had email, we had SMS, but guess what? Now we have voice. So you can, if you imagine for a second, you just collected data from a survey or you collected data from a form. You can now use AI voice to understand what was submitted and do a follow-up. Whether that follow-up is to book a meeting, whether that follow-up is a clarification, if it was an NPS score, right? Make a decision even if you want to form and phone. This is the power of what Thinker provides through using both NIKO and Ava. And today I'm going to show you some simple examples of how we do that. For those of you who are part of WFG, we're going to show you specifically how that works for some forms that we have in WFG. And I do preface this by saying your imagination is a limitation. It is very flexible. There's a lot of ways that you can use this tool. And it's really about just letting yourself think through what would be optimal for you in your business. Okay. So having said that, I'm just going to dive right into it and show you some of the forms that come for anybody who's one of our WFG clients. So I'm going to just go to NIKO. I've prepared it ahead of time. And if you come to NIKO, if you go to the navigation on the left-hand side, come all the way down to sites. And if you click on sites, you'll get this menu on the top. Go to forms. You'll see forms and surveys are right next to each other. And just click on forms, and you're going to see that there are a whole bunch of pre-built forms for you. There's the F&A form, and there's something called a survey card form. So I'm going to start with the survey card form and show you what that looks like. This is pre-built for everybody who has this template or the snapshot available to them. This looks a lot familiar to what you have a paper version of, right? You've seen this before? Yeah. So all the same rich data collection that you had in your paper form that you would go around and have fill out is now available inside this form to be digitally collected. And it's right here. So personal challenges, all the questions that you ask, date of birth, why is date of birth really important to know? Go ahead. So John, I see you've got yourself unmuted. Go ahead.
Because you get their age and you can wish them happy birthday. So it's another connecting point.
Right. Right. There you go. You nailed it. How many people send birthday automations. Cool. You can do that automatically. Imagine getting even like a phone call on somebody's birthday, right? With a personal message. Again, all of these things is possible to do now. Again, your imagination and how you want it to work, it's all part of the recipe. And then you've got a whole bunch of things in here. And the nice part about this is it's already pre-built for you. Now, I've heard people say, well, I've got this already done in Google Forms and I've done this. Great. Nothing's wrong with that. That's awesome. Guess what you have to do with all that data afterwards? You have to go look for it. You have to collect it. It's not centralized in one spot and it's not associated with your contact. When this information is submitted, it is stored with your contact and you can always go back and access. Any kind of future-proofing AI solution is based on having data. Structured data that you understand is going to give you the most ability to actually reuse that data for unforeseen use cases that you can't even imagine today. But being proactive and having that in here is going to unlock that opportunity for you. So the other form that we have pre-built for y'all is the financial needs analysis. And this is a mini version of a very complex one that a lot of financial advisors will do. Again, it goes through collecting the first name, the partner name, all the concerns. I want to show you that this looks different than the other one, right? Visually, it looks different. And that's part of the thing that you can do here too, is you can design these forms. And when we walk through today how you create them, you'll see a lot of options for how to put colors, branding, fonts, layouts, all that is part of what the richness of these features provide to you, which is really awesome. I honestly like it because I'm a visual person. I like things to look good. And it's also about how you represent your brand, right? So all that is possible here. Oh, sorry, I'm hearing myself an echo. Somebody can mute themselves. Thank you. Awesome. All right, so this is again a great form. It's got a lot of rich data that's being collected that can then be submitted and provided. Again, this is part of completing a transaction, right? So once you have this information, you're able to then, assess what their financial needs may be and what kind of products and offerings they could use. Again, all this is ready made for you out of the box. Now, here's the magic. I just showed you the survey card, right? Guess what you can do with that survey card? You can tie it to some automations. And I'm going to show you two automations. This is the survey card automation that we've pre-built for everybody that comes pre-built in this card. The first one that you will see is triggered when that form is submitted right away. They will get an email. By the way, all of the emails can be built in the email marketing templates that are here. So you can go into this, set it up to look like your brand, modify the language, use the custom fields, all that's possible. We then send you also a message so you know that somebody just submitted a form. And then we even do a little bit of AI here where we do what we call a score for that survey form to tell you how rich the data is and what type of a client or a prospect that could be. And then based on whether or not they submitted, how many of you guys know that there's two parts to what WFG does, right? There's the part that you're like, you got a prospect, but then there's also a prospect that could be a member or a team member. You can now collect that information and dynamically know that there's two opportunities or one opportunity with this person because it will understand right here that they're interested in possibly looking for a future business opportunity, which means you can create that opportunity for them. And if you don't know what an opportunity is, we did an awesome webinar on opportunities 2 weeks ago. I highly recommend that you go and watch that. I'm not going to cover that in this particular chat. So this is great. You create the opportunity, you got all of this automation happening, then you follow up with them to book an appointment with you, right? That's what you want to have happen so you can have a conversation. We'll send an SMS. We'll wait 2 days. We'll send another SMS. We'll wait 3 days, send an email. This is highly configurable. Again, you can choose how you and which steps you want, how long you want to do Again, this is what's pre-built, but it's all things that you can come in and tailor to what you want to happen within your business. This is great. However, what if I want to like phone somebody automatically? How do we do that? Well, we're going to be unloading this to everybody's account who's got a WFG template starting tomorrow. And you're going to have the ability to trigger voice calls right inside of the workflow. Pretty awesome, right? This is a outbound call that uses all of the dynamic fields for anybody who enters a form and sends them a phone call right away. You can see the script here. You can come in and modify the script if you want to. All of this is happening on autopilot, and it calls them. And if they pick up the phone and if they schedule something, they're removed from this particular workflow. So you don't need to worry about it. It's not like we keep on calling them over and over again. But if they don't pick up the phone, because people are busy, sometimes they don't get to it, they don't respond to an email. So you can be persistent. And the way you can be persistent is not just call once, call twice, call 3 times. Heck, why not even a 4th time, right? It's really up to you how you want this to set up. You will have this template also available and be able to mimic it, copy it, customize it, and tailor it to how you want it to sound and how you want it to work. And which calendar you wanted to book the meetings into. Okay, how do you like that? Like, if that doesn't wow you, I don't know what will. So please put a 2 in the chat bot if you're wowed. And if you're not, I'm gonna pick on you. I got a wow from Andy. Awesome. What did Jeff ask? Do we go through those automations during onboarding exactly how we? Yeah, anybody. I mean, this is meant to be something that you learn and you can do. We'll absolutely show you how to do them on the onboarding, but you'll see very quickly that you will be able to do the edits yourself without much learning curve. But absolutely, in the onboarding, we'll walk you through this and show you how to do that. Awesome, Melly. Great. Oh, I think
Like,
somebody's
right out of
unmuted themselves.
those
Is there a question?
ASPCA commercials. Just so sad.
Mohammed, could you pin,
City.
mute everybody?
In morning of the corn dogs I threw away.
I think Wally unmuted
Oh,
himself
they
after
ran
that.
out immediately.
Thank you. All right. So that's a little preview of some WFG specific forms that we have available. I'm going to now hand it over to Alima. Is it you, Alima, now, or is it Mohammed? I forgot.
I think so, it's Mohammed.
Mohammed?
But-
Okay. Mohammed, yes.
Yep.
Sorry.
Hello.
Okay.
Sorry, I just typing. Okay, hello everyone. So now I'm going to show you how to share this form, how to share this survey, and how many ways we can like see the submissions of surveys and forms, and how can we like automate them. As Mohan already mentioned you how we can automate our forms and surveys, but I will show you again. Let me share my screen. Okay, are you guys able to see my screen, right?
Yep, we can see it.
Okay. So let me explain you again. Whenever you sign into your NIKO account, on the left-hand side, you are able to see a lot of action or buttons here. You need to, if you are able to go to the forms and survey, you need to click on the sites. Then there is an option here, forms and surveys. So for forms and surveys, how we can grab their link to share with our clients or to create a QR code. There are 2 different ways to grab the link. First of all, you have to click on forms. You can pick any of the form. You can just click on 3 dots and here you see the option of preview. When you click on preview, it will give you this link. You just grab this link and send it to your client to fill out this form. The second way, you can just edit the form. And you see the option of integrate here on the left hand side of the save button. You can just click on integrate. It will give you the form link. You can just copy the link from here. Or if your website is not from NIKO, you can also use the embedded code and you can embed into your website. Let's make it simple. We just copy this form link. And when you go to the next tab and you can just paste the link, it will directly move you to this form. And you can use this link to send it to your clients. And when they fill out the information, it will automatically like reflect on your contact field area. So the same thing for survey as well. You need to click on surveys. You need to click on preview and grab the link. And secondly, you can just click on edit and integrate and grab the link. So most of the clients wants like, how can we create a QR code for our forms and survey? For creating the QR code, we need to use this link. You can just copy the link. And in the same section, side section, you see the option here, new QR code. We do not need anymore the third-party tools. The QR code is now available in your NIKO account. You can just click on QR code, create QR code simply, and you can name the QR code. And then you can just click on website and click on next. And simply you can just grab the link here. And it will create your QR code. This will be the customization if you want to customize this. Or I already recorded a video. You can always watch on our community side how to customize this. And when you click on save, their QR code will be generated. And you can just click on 3 dots and download your QR code and send it to your clients. When they scan the QR code, they that directly move to your survey and form, and you can grab their information. So let's talk about how can we like see the submissions. So when someone submitted the form, you can always check from their activity log into the contact field. You can check the activity. But if you want to like grab all the information, like how many clients submitted this particular form, you can just click on submissions. There's a drop down here. You can just move your cursor here and there's a drop down. You can just click on submission. And if you are looking for a particular form, you have to have search option. You can just click on form. For example, I just click on this and this is only one person who submitted the form. You can just click on this and you are able to download as a CSV file, or you can export this list into PDF. Or here's the option, like if you want to only see like how many like clients submitted the survey during last week, you can just select the time zone and confirm. It will show you only those clients who submitted the survey in your last week. Same thing for survey, or you can just click on submissions. And you can set a time, you can select a survey, and you can like select the contact and download. Or secondly, most of the clients ask like, I want to like confirm how many clients scan my QR code. So for like how many clients scan the QR code and fill out the information. So you need to click on QR code analytics. This is the same thing for survey. You can track the information from here as well. So you see that here's the QR code scans. So you can just select like how many QR code, like how many clients scan this particular form. You can just click on that particular form and you can see the like analytics, how many like clients scan this into on 9th October or 8th October. You can always most welcome to change the time zone. Let's talk about like automations. As Mohan already mentioned you, how we can also automate like forms. Whenever someone submitted the form, we can like automate and send them into confirmation emails and remind ourselves as an internal notification. So for if you are like track the surveys, the trigger must be a form submitted. And if you like looking for a surveys or sorry forms, then the trigger must be a form submitted. And if you are looking for surveys, then the trigger must be a survey submitted. I already recorded a detailed video how to create a automation whenever someone submitted a form or survey. You can always welcome to watch on our membership site, but it's just to give you an example. Whenever someone submitted this form, make sure whenever like you add a trigger, you must add a filter. Otherwise, whenever someone submit any of your form in your account, this workflow is triggered. Make sure to add this filter. Whenever you add, you can just click on add filter and select a particular form. Then you can save the trigger. And then whenever someone submitted, this workflow is triggered and it will fire the internal notification and confirmation emails to your client. Any questions related to this?
I have a question. Would people like a webinar dedicated to like building forms and building automate, sorry, not building forms, but building automations?
Mm-hmm.
If you'd be interested in that, could you just put like a 3 in the chat? Yes? Okay, cool. Awesome. Yeah, we'll plan one out the next with automations.
For this particular case, I already recorded a video. I will also share the link shortly in this chat. No, I just hand over to Alima. She will show you how to create a forms and surveys.
Sure. So hi everyone. So today I will be actually showing you how you can create forms in case you want to. I'll be quickly sharing my screen and here we go. So first of all, I want you to think of the scenarios where you will be actually needing a form. So today I am just going to create an event registration form because I am just, let's assume that I am trying to host an event on business marketing and I want to have registrations for that, right? So you can see that over here, it says add form. In the form section, I'm going to click this and you see that we got two options over here. So in case you want to choose from the templates, you can definitely click on that and you will see that it allows you to pick up a template. But right now, I'm not going ahead with the template. I will be just closing it. I actually want to start a form from scratch. So I'm going to click on start from scratch. And once I'm going to click that, it will be taking me into the form. I'm not sure why it just, reloaded the page. Let me just go to that account again. Okay, insights, in forms, builder, add form, and start from scratch. So yeah, here you see that it is just opening up that form for me. And on the top, the first thing that I see is the name of the form. I definitely don't want it to be named as form 32. So I will be just, adding it as business marketing event registration. And then you can see that I got some of the fields already over here. This is the first name, last name, phone number, and email. And then we got a consent box. So consent box is just because you will be taking their data and then you will be sending out SMS and email. So for that purpose, we need consent from the clients. That's why we have that. So if I click this, you see that it just opens up over here and I can actually edit it from here. So you can just type in anything that you want within the consent box. But for now, I'm just removing the phone number part because that's not what I want to add over here right now. And it will be good to go. Then we got this button and like over here, you can see that we got privacy policy and terms of service. So in case you have any page or any link for your privacy policy and terms of service and you want your clients to view that, what you can do is you can click on it. You can just select it like this. You can click on these three dots and click on insert link option. It allows you to enter the link and click confirm. In case you don't want to add any such links, you can definitely cross it from here. So these are the basic details that I want on my form. And then let's see that how can I add other questions. So in case I want to have more details for the event registration purpose, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit this plus icon over here. And you see that under quick add, it just allows me to pick up some of the fields from here. So the fields that I am interested in right now is number one, the address field. I just want to know that from where they are actually, attending the event. So for that, I got this. Then you can see that we have multiple fields over here. The other field that I'm interested in is under the customized option, we got the text field. So I'm going to drag and drop it over here. And you see that if I click it, it just allows me to change this text from here. I'm going to label it as, this is actually, I am trying to put up a title for my form. Registration form. And then I am going to reduce its size to, let's say, 25. And I am going to bold this text. And in case you want to change the font color, you can definitely click over here. And you can click on. You can just choose any color that you want. And then in case you want to change the background, you can do this. So we got a nice style on the top. And let's say we want to add some radius on the section. So I'm going to put this number over here. So you see now it's more presentable. Other than that, we got all of these fields, we got the address, but let's see that I want to ask them some kind of, personalized information, and I don't have those fields available over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on custom fields, and over here you can see that I got this add option. I'm going to click it, and now it allows me to select the type of the field. So right now what I'm going to ask them is about the niche of their business. So you can just come up with any sort of question that you would be interested in, putting on this form. I will definitely add that. But for now, the next question that I want them to answer is going to be their business niche. And I know that there is going to be a very short answer for that. So that's why I'm just going to pick the single line option. And then I'm going to select next. So over here, you can see that it just asked for some of the details, like what is going to be your field name. We just decided that it is going to be what is your business niche. That asks me whether it is going to be a contact field or an opportunity field. I want it to be under the contact information stored with each contact. So that's why I'm just going to pick up the contact field. I am going to put it in maybe additional info folder. You can definitely create a folder and just keep yourself organized. I'm just going to group it into this category and it's good to go. I'm going to click save. So you see that we got some of the folders over here under additional folder. That field will be appearing, but there are 112 fields over here. So I can quickly search it from here. What is your business niche? And you see that we got this field over here. So I'm going to drag and drop it on my form and it's good to go. So in case I want to add another question, for example, what's your allocated budget? I can definitely choose this monetary field. But right now, the next question that I'm going to opt for is from where did you hear about us? So I want to know that which platform is working best for me, whether it's my website, whether it's my Instagram account, whether it's my Facebook account. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this question in my event registration form. And you can see that as it is going to have multiple options. So I'm just going to select, maybe I can go ahead with drop down, single, drop down, multiple, radio select, or checkbox. So I'm going to tell you about the difference between all of these fields. Drop down single means that I'm going to have multiple options. When people are going to click it, they will be viewing that into the drop down, but they are going to select only one option. Drop down multiple means that they're going to see the drop down, but they can, actually select multiple options. Then we got the radio select. So radio select means that the options won't be under the drop down. they will be visible right under your question. People can only select one option, and then checkbox means that the options will be visible, but they can just, check mark as many options as they want. So right now, I'm just going ahead with drop down single, and I'm going to click next, and I'm going to type in from where did you hear about us? So you can just enter options. For example, I'm just going to Instagram and add another option, Facebook. You can just add as many options as you want. Then you are going to click, sorry, I just didn't select the group. You can just select the group as additional info. I'm going to click save and we'll be good to go. So the next question is, where did you hear about us? You see that I got it over here. I can just drag and drop it over here. So now I think so that my form is ready. I just need to update a few changes. For example, this button, I want this button to say register. So I'm going to click it and I'm going to type register over here and I'm going to change its color to black. And in case you want to have some of the fields as required, for example, I want the first name not to be optional, but a required field. I'm going to just mark this information like this. I want the address to be a required field, and I can just, leave these up to them. In case they want to enter the data, they can. In case they would just want to leave it, they can. Now I'm going to click save over here, right? In case I want to just, play around with the layout of the form, maybe I can go into the themes. I can select the theme that just, goes well with my requirements. I can select that and we'll be good to go. In styles, you see that we got different styles. How do I want to arrange my information on the form? And we got some other options over here as well. So then under options, you see that on submit, what do you want to do? If in case you want to change this message, you can definitely change that. Right now it says, thank you for taking the time to complete this quiz. I can maybe just say that this form. Okay, and it's good to go. I can click save. Other than that, thing that I would like you to know about is this conditional logic. So we can also add conditional logic. Let's say that I want, for example, I want to, in case they answer to one particular question, for example, it says if their business niche is equal to marketing, I want them to land on a particular page, right? It can be the page of my website or whatever, so I can just add the URL over here. In case I say that I want to disqualify the lead if they are going to say their business niche is marketing, right? So I can just, type in a disqualify message over here and they will be actually viewing that. So you can actually, apply conditional logic within a form as well. But in case you just want to keep it simple, you can just create a simple form like this. You can just, put in the information from this side and you can save it and it'll be good to go. So in case I preview it from here, you see that how it appears over here.
Alima, where did you click for that conditional option? I didn't see that.
Yeah, sure. I can just repeat it. So that's how this form is looking. We got the button over here. I'm just quickly going to repeat about the conditional logics over here, right? With this plus icon, we got this button and it's for the conditional logic. You can click it and you will be able to see these kind of options that it just, allows us to play around.
Thank you.
I like the show hide particular because sometimes you have a question where if you want to depending on what option they pick in the drop down, you might want to show more fields. So that gives you the ability to set that up, right? So it's very flexible, highly. I think Mohammed was saying in the comments, that it's very customizable, very powerful, more than some of the other tools out there in the marketplace even.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, we can just, play around with these options. And if I want to go back, I can definitely click back. And then the next thing that I want to talk about is surveys. In case you have any question about the forms, you can just let me know. I will, or in case you have any suggestions or any things that you will be moving forward, you will be actually interested in creating the forms for that particular purpose, you can just type in the chat for that. Okay, so I will be quickly proceeding with the surveys. Right beside the form option, we got the surveys, and under that we got the builder. I'm going to click this and you see that we got the add survey option over here. I'm going to click that. Same thing, I can choose from the template, I can start from the scratch. So I'm just starting from the scratch. And on the top, it is going to allow me to enter the name of the survey. Let's say that the event that I hosted just, is actually done. And now I want to gather feedback. So for that, I am actually creating the survey. And right now it's blank. So survey in NIKO is in the form of slides, right? This is our slide 1. I am going to click on this plus icon. I want the first name. I want the last name of the person who is filling in the form and also the email address, right? Then I want them to land on the next slide. And on next slide, I want to put up a question. Did you attend the survey? So let's see that I don't have this question over here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to click on custom fields. I'm going to click on add. And this time I am going for the radio select option. I'm going to click next and let's see. It's going to be, did you attend the event? Question mark. I'm going to put it under additional info. The options that I want to have for this is yes. Add another option. This is going to be no. And I'm going to click save. Right. So now I'm going to search that particular, did you attend the event? And I'm going to drag and drop it over here. So if I'm going to click it, you see that over here, it allows me to have a different kind of, setting for each option that they are going to select. So in case they say yes, I want to land them on the next slide. And on next slide, I am actually going to add another question. I'm going to click on add. So I'm going to actually ask them for the feedback and their feedback answer can be long, right? So that's why I'm just going to opt for multi-line. I'm going to click on next. I'm going to ask them, please provide us with the feedback, question mark. Let's put it in additional info, click save, and let me search it. Please provide us with feedback. We got it over here. And then over here, I'm going to click this. If they are going to answer yes to this question, I'm going to click over here and I'm going to take them to the third slide where it is going to ask them about the feedback. But in case they want to say no, I want to disqualify them immediately. So they may not land on the next question. So disqualify immediately. If I'm going for this option, then I can see that over here, I have this options section. I'm going to click this. Sorry, not in here. You see that I have the styles and options like on the icon on the survey. I'm going to click this and under options, it actually allows me to click on disqualify immediately and enter the message. So what I can enter for those people who did not attend the event this time, I can say, no worries. You can catch up next time, right? And in case they are going to select no, they will be actually viewing this message. In case they are going to select yes, they will be landing on this page. They will be providing us with the feedback. And once they will be done with the feedback on submit, they are going to actually view this message and I can customize it from here as well. So that's brief feedback survey that I just created as a follow-up kind of survey for the event. And definitely not forget that we have Ava. And you can definitely, put up this survey. You can send that into their emails and then you can follow up through Ava. But we have the project scenario for the follow-up on events. And then you can just ask them to fill out this survey or on call, maybe, provide you with the feedback. So that's all from my side. In case you have any questions, you can definitely let us know. Yes, Mohammed, you wanted to say something.
Yes. As Anima talked with disqualify immediately, there is a difference between disqualify immediately and disqualify after submit. Disqualify immediately means they automatically remove from the survey. You are not able to grab their data. If you want, if they are not attending my event, but I need their data, I need their information in my system, then you need to click on disqualify after submitting. In this way, you can also grab their data. Yeah,
this is the option that Mohammed is referring to.
So Alima,
Okay.
just to understand completely, so this is basically, after I do an event, I could create this as a feedback.
Yep.
As a feedback mechanism. Okay,
Yeah.
awesome.
You can definitely come up with, other kind of surveys to have people, answer, or have people, just like
So I
create
have a
job
question,
data
Alima,
out
like
there. Yeah.
if they do this, for example, and they're already in my database, right? In my NIKO.
Yep.
Is this going to create another contact or another filter for them, or it's going to all get merged into the current file that we have for them?
It is actually going to get all merged into the current file that we have. So the reason that I added this email field over here, that's something that how your NIKO account is actually detecting the contacts. So whenever they are going to enter their email address, or you can change it to their phone number as well. But these are the two, indicators for a particular contact. So in case they are using the email, they're entering their email, that moment NIKO is going to get that this is the same contact that we already have stored within our account, and that is going to enter all of the details into that particular contact. So you can just view it from there.
Good question. So we got a few more minutes left here. I'd love to share a couple things and ask and open the floor up for questions first. Are there any questions? Oh, Mohammed, your camera's working again. Cool. I think that was fantastic. I'd love to hear what you guys thought. Give me a 1 if you loved it. Oh, I'm seeing some ones. Oh, Andy's going crazy. Cool. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you guys listening to it. Now we can turn it over to any questions. It doesn't have to just be on things that you saw tonight. It can be any topic about Ava, NIKO, future roadmap questions, things that you've been kind of stuck on. We're here to answer those questions. Just put up your hand or ask the question in the box and we'll start answering them. In the absence of those questions, we have prepared, like I said, a list of questions that came up before that we'd like to answer. So one of the questions that came up this week, which was on the membership site, was how do we shorten a link? So people are sharing a lot of links, they're counting links. Mohammed, do you want to take that one and explain how we did that? Oh, we can't hear you. We can see you now, but we can't hear you.
No, you can hear me.
Now we can hear you.
Okay. So for shorten the link, you can always like shorten your link of your forms, your calendars, your surveys, everything. If you have your personal domain, if you have your business domain, you can attach the subdomain with your account. For example, you want to you have 3 different types of surveys and you want to make this surveys link more professional. You need to attach your domain within NIKO and then you have to link your domain with the form. It will replace the NIKO default URL with your new domain URL.
Yeah,
But you need
that's
a one-step
definitely,
funnel for this one.
yeah. I think that's definitely a very good trick. So using a domain.
Yes.
I think some of the other things that you can do, there are tools out there like Tiny URL, a lot of email shorteners that can help you to shorten the email as well. I personally use a lot of those. And then, of course, the QR code, if you don't want to even use a URL, but you want to use something that's visual to scan, is there as an option. Another question that came up, I think it was actually, if I remember correctly here, somebody on this call asked about additional voices or accents on Ava. And I believe somebody was asking for a Brazilian accent. So I just wanted to get a quick kind of survey here in the chat of what voices or accents you'd like to hear in Ava next. You've already got a list of them out there, but we'd like to add a whole bunch of them, and we'd like to know what you would like to get in there. So if you have an accent, if you haven't tried the accents in Ava yet, there's American, there's African American, there's Indian, there's Spanish, of course, more British accents. But we'd love to hear what other kind of accents you'd like to hear. American, British, yeah. Italian. Oh, interesting. Okay. Cool. Scottish, yep. So I know already Brazilian came up. Thanks. They definitely are. Cool. So that's, if you do have them, please submit your requests also on the membership site. But we're gonna add a whole bunch. Jamaican. Okay, cool. I like that. Fantastic. The other last piece of information we have here in part of the Q&A section is we're going to showcase to you a new dashboard layout that we're rolling out. And I'm going to share that with everybody today and explain why and how it works. So I'm just going to quickly go over here and share my screen. Lima and myself have been working on this secretly with great pride. We're going to reveal this today. This will be going live very quickly. But just before we go live, we thought we'd show it here to this group. So this is a new dashboard layout that we're building and sharing. And it's based on being very focused on appointment booking. And what we've done here is you can see with your calendars how many appointments you booked last week, how many appointments you booked this week, and how many do you have booked for next week. Why do you think that's important? It helps you to keep track of your performance, right? Having more meetings means you're getting more opportunities. Getting more opportunities means getting more business. So guess what? You can also track your opportunities. So creating opportunities within NIKO, we can also allow you to track that last week and this week and track how many opportunities you've actually won, right? So you can keep all of that in your dashboard and come and see that every morning. A lot of people do email campaigns, so we put in how many emails you've sent this last week and this week, and how many of them were opened, so you can actually see the performance of your emails. There are other metrics, but we wanted to just focus on some really basic KPIs. We've also put front and center any tasks that you've assigned to yourself or anybody on your team, so you can easily see those over here. All of these widgets have a lot of different options how you can filter them. You can set by due date, you can pick by users, and see various tasks that are assigned there. So we've kept that front and center. The other thing that we've done is we put for any pipeline that you have inside of here, and you want to see which stage those opportunities are. For example, here you can see, you'll be able to see quickly at a glance how many opportunities. It's important. This is important because you want to know if you've got opportunities that you want to close this week, or you have opportunities that you have not a lot of new opportunities in the early stages, you can now go back and start to gather those. So it gives you a way to strategize. How do you want to plan this week and which opportunities you want to attack? So if you've got a big pipeline with a lot of opportunities in the beginning of your funnel, you want to move those along this week. So you don't want to focus too much on getting new, opportunities in the beginning of your pipeline. You probably want to focus on how do I close out these ones that I have, because these are my immediate kind of opportunities to close and get rich up, right? So it's a nice way to kind of keep track of that, and we put that front and center here on the dashboard. The other thing we put in here is your goals. So this is a widget which you can come in and edit. It's a text widget, and you just come in, you click on edit, and similar to the forms, you'll see all the capabilities. Put what your goals are. So one, my goal is to, for this month, it's going to be, I'm going to use WFG language, so forgive me if I mix it up here, but I want to, get 3 new recruits, and I want to get 15K points. This is going to keep you on track. You're going to come on here and you're going to see it. Sujat's giving me the thumbs up, so I must have got it right. And this is a very easy way to see what your objectives are and not lose sight of them every morning when you come in and look at this. And this is really what you should be doing with this dashboard, is coming in every morning and looking at it. It's your home base. It's your start off place. It's where you reflect, think, and plan. All right. And then there's other widgets that we add here on opportunities that I won't go over right now, because I think the top ones are the ones that you'll find probably immediately effective and they're obvious. Okay. So that's a little sneak peek on dashboards, and that'll be out and available probably tomorrow, Alima, is what we're thinking. Tomorrow or on Monday, we'll have it
Yeah,
available.
Yeah, I
for
think so.
everybody.
In the next 1 or 2 days, we will be just pushing this update into all of the accounts.
And the way you'll be able to access it is by clicking on your dashboard, and you'll see an option here for a new dashboard.
Yeah.
So you'll see a second dashboard added. So it won't affect any of your existing dashboards. They'll stay in place, but you'll have the option to use this new one. All right. So with that, I'd like to thank you all. You stuck around till the very end. You got some of the sneak peeks. I want to remind everybody that next week is a big week for us. We'll be launching our receptionist, and we'll be making a lot of materials and promotional material on that. I will tell you, it is a lot of fun. It's highly addictive. I've been talking to my receptionist every day for at least an hour a day and getting it to book meetings for me, getting it to transfer calls and answering questions about my business and what I need to do. So really testing that it works the way I need it to work. I'm super excited to reveal that to all of you next week, and you'll all have that in your Ava. Have a wonderful, wonderful week, guys. Thank you so much for attending.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.